This is it, guys, the video you all been waiting for. We have the Sony Xperia XZ2 versus the Samsung Galaxy S9 Plus. And let's get right to it. Now, these are the first two phones in the world with the latest Snapdragon 45, they have 6GB of RAM. And I think the winner of this video may just be the fastest phone in the world. And of course, guys, also been covering the cameras, the speakers, and a lot more. The Galaxy is the first one to boot up. And the Sony about 2 seconds behind there. Alright guys, so a lot to cover, and next let's go over the specs. The Samsung has a larger screen at high resolution, 6.2 inches versus 5.7 and 509 pixels per inch versus 424. The front-facing camera on the Sony is 5MP, and on the Galaxy it's 8. And on the back, the Sony has one camera at 19MP, and on the Galaxy you have dual cameras, both of them are 12. The Sony has 64GB internal storage, and on the Galaxy the 64 to 56. And both phones do have micro SD card support. The Galaxy has a larger battery at 3500 versus 3180. Both phones are the latest Snapdragon 45, and they're the first two phones in the market to have that. And 6GB of RAM. Both phones are waterproof. On the bottom, both phones have USB Type-C, and on the Galaxy you do have a headphone jack, you do not on the Sony. And look at the back. So both phones pretty beautiful glass designs on them. And you also have the fingerprint scanners right here. Both phones also have stereo speakers, and we'll be testing out later in the video. Both phones run Android Oreo. Alright guys, now for the rest of the test. Alright, so everything's closed down on both. And so zoom in a bit there. Alright, so next will be the apps and games opening, and first we have NBC. And pretty close, narrow edge for the Sony. Spotify. Once again guys, pretty close, but a narrow edge for the Sony. YouTube. Once again, very close there. eBay. Sony. iFunny. And once again the Sony. And a lot of you guys are thinking that the Sony's an easy win to solve, but it is about to get a lot more competitive in a few seconds here. Amazon Shopping. Sony. Photos. And I think that was Samsung. Alright guys, so now moving on to games, and it's about to get... So first will be a Temple Run 2. And this one, a narrow edge for the Sony. Subway Surfers. Samsung. Super Mario Run. Samsung. Asphalt 8. So the Samsung making a bit of a comeback here with the games. And this one going to Samsung, so Samsung winning 3 to 4 games, with the Sony pretty easy winning the basic apps. And next we're going to check out Chrome. We'll show you guys in tutor later, but I do have to run it on the Samsung. Alright, so clearing out the web history. CNET.com. And advanced for the Sony. Yahoo.com. And once again the Sony there. And let me just actually turn up the volume in here so you all can hear it. And the Sony really slides a lot around the table here. Sony.com. Oops. 1 second. That's weird. Okay, it didn't pick up there on the Samsung, but let's try it again. Sony.com. And we'll do one more. Samsung.com. So pretty close, I think, overall narrow edge for the web browsing for the Sony. And just to show you guys, we are on the same Wi-Fi network there. As you see right there in the top left. Paradise, no copyright. And speaker test next. So next you have the speaker test, and both these phones dual speakers. First you have Sony. And Samsung. Back to Sony. And Samsung. And one last time. Alright guys, so definitely let me know in the comment section below which one you prefer. Now both these phones, truly excellent quality on them, although the Samsung, it does definitely get louder on it. And I think the Samsung also has a better bass. But I think the Sony does tend to do a bit better with the mids. And here's what we're going to do. So we have a higher score here on the Samsung. Next up the fingerprint, and both of them are right here on the back. So overall, definitely a bit faster on the Sony. And also more accurate as well. Alright guys, so it's been an excellent, very competitive matchup here. Next we have multitasking, and first we have NBC. Pretty close. Spotify. Both these phones, excellent multitasking, both have 6 GB RAM. And that one going to the Galaxy. YouTube. eBay. Narrow edge for the Sony. There we go. iFunny. Yeah, both these doing amazing jobs, not really refreshing anything. The vast majority of phones definitely would refresh these apps. So, I mean, it's mostly a narrow edge for the Sony, but Temperon 2, for example, that definitely would have restarted on the big majority of phones. And, you know, if it restarts, you're waiting like 20-30 seconds just for it to load up again. But with this, you're just waiting a fraction of a second for it. Okay, so a few more. Subway Surfers. Super Mario Run. Excellent. Asphalt 8. Yeah, narrow edge for the Sony, but overall excellent job on both. Chrome. So once again, guys, narrow edge for the Sony, but amazing job on both. And I have to say, guys, Samsung in particular, huge step up from the S8 Plus. And now for camera speed. And we do have front and rear facing camera comparisons in a few seconds. Okay, so overall definitely pretty split. And now for test the front-facing cameras, and quite honestly guys, neither one is very good. Let me know in the comment section below which one you prefer. And test with image stabilization. And now for test the front-facing cameras, and quite honestly guys, neither one is very good. Let me know in the comment section below what y'all think, what you prefer. And test with image stabilization. And test out the rear-facing cameras. And test out the image stabilization. And I looked at the maximum zoom. Alright guys, so extremely close matchup, and definitely on the comment section below which phone you think won and which one you prefer. Now the speed was definitely pretty close, tough to tell, and I'd say maybe overall narrow edge for the Sony, but it really comes down to preference. So for example, if you're more of a gamer, you may like the Galaxy. If you're more into web browsing, maybe the Sony. But again guys, really not a big difference here. So thanks for watching, subscribe for more, and I'll see you in the next video.